At night, when everything goes quiet, your thoughts grow louder. Not because you're weak, but because your mind feels safe. During the day, distractions keep your mind busy, but at night, silence gives unfinished thoughts space to return. The harder you try to stop thinking, the more alert your brain becomes, because resistance signals that something is wrong. Your brain doesn't calm down through force, it relaxes when it no longer feels threatened or rushed to fix something. The first shift happens when you allow your mind to be active instead of judging yourself for not sleeping yet. When a thought appears, you don't solve it. You gently tell your brain you will handle it tomorrow instead. Scheduling a thought tells your brain the issue is not ignored, removing the urgency that keeps you awake. Adding a feeling of safety signals your nervous system that there is no danger requiring attention right now. Thoughts don't disappear instantly, but they lose energy, which is all your body needs to begin resting. When thoughts return, calmly repeating the same response teaches your brain that nighttime is safe and unimportant. Your mind keeps checking for danger, and calm repetition slowly convinces it there's nothing urgent to solve. Overthinking continues only when thoughts receive attention. Calm neglect teaches your brain they are not important. Each calm response lowers mental intensity, training your nervous system to associate night with rest. Sleep doesn't arrive through effort. It appears naturally once your brain stops sensing pressure. The moment you stop trying to sleep, your body quietly begins doing it for you. Even if thoughts return again, responding without frustration keeps your nervous system out of alert mode. Frustration tells your brain something is wrong, while patience quietly confirms everything is under control. Night by night, your brain learns that overthinking brings no reward, so it slowly stops trying. Progress happens when your mind feels trust, not pressure, around bedtime and sleep itself. Judging your sleep creates anxiety, but neutral acceptance allows rest to improve on its own. The less you measure sleep, the less pressure your brain feels, and pressure is the fuel for overthinking. When you stop fixing sleep, your brain stops preparing for battle at bedtime. Letting thoughts pass without engagement shows your brain they no longer require energy or attention. Awareness without reaction breaks the loop that once trained your brain to stay alert at night. Calm acceptance sends a clear signal that nothing needs urgent solving, allowing rest to unfold. Each redirection strengthens the habit, teaching your brain when thinking is useful and when it is not. Once thoughts feel contained, your mind no longer needs to keep you awake for protection. Rest deepens naturally when the brain senses consistency rather than effort. Over time, mornings feel lighter because your nervous system stops working overnight. When nights lose tension, sleep becomes something you trust instead of something you fear. Trust replaces tension when you realize nighttime thoughts are signals, not commands you must obey. Thoughts lose power when they pass without resistance because the brain stops assigning them importance. Consistency teaches your mind that sleep does not require effort, only permission to settle. When urgency fades, the nervous system exits survival mode and returns to balance. The body follows the mind once safety is restored, allowing muscles to release without effort. Repetition builds trust, showing your brain that nothing bad happens when thoughts wait. Once trust forms, the mind stops checking and allows sleep to arrive naturally. Sleep feels easier when your brain no longer believes it must stay alert to protect you. Waking up calmer confirms that rest comes from trust, not control or effort. When nights lose fear, sleep becomes a natural rhythm rather than a nightly struggle.
Night no longer feels like a battle when your brain understands there is nothing demanding attention. You don't control thoughts by force, you guide them by refusing to engage emotionally. Less reaction creates less noise, teaching your mind that silence is safe again. When urgency disappears, the brain stops scanning for threats and allows deeper rest. Relaxation happens naturally once your nervous system no longer expects action. Each calm response rewires nighttime habits, replacing stress with quiet reassurance. Eventually, thoughts stop returning because they no longer receive attention or urgency. Sleep deepens when the mind feels nothing needs monitoring or protecting overnight. Consistent calm nights create steadier mornings and a more rested emotional state. Once sleep feels safe again, your mind stops fearing the moment your head hits the pillow. A calm bedtime routine tells your brain that nothing new needs solving once the lights go off. Letting go of mental checklists prevents your mind from reopening unfinished loops at night. Not every thought deserves closure before sleep, and your brain slowly learns that truth. When you remove urgency, the mind stops scanning for danger and allows rest to deepen. Your body mirrors the calm signals your mind sends when nothing feels unfinished. Every gentle redirection strengthens your brain's ability to rest without resistance. Over time, your mind stops offering thoughts that no longer receive attention or urgency. Deep sleep arrives naturally when your brain trusts that the night requires no supervision. Waking up refreshed reinforces the pattern, teaching your mind that rest is reliable. Each calm night builds confidence that sleep will return without force or effort. Sleep improves when your body recognizes bedtime as familiar, predictable, and free from mental pressure. Familiar routines tell your brain there's no emergency, reducing the urge to stay alert. Observing thoughts without reacting breaks the habit of chasing mental noise at night. When the brain no longer senses danger, alert systems shut down automatically. Muscle tension releases once your nervous system realizes nothing requires action. Redirecting thoughts without emotion teaches your brain that nighttime is not problem-solving time. Thoughts fade when they repeatedly receive calm postponement instead of attention. Stillness invites deeper rest once the brain stops searching for unfinished tasks. Slower breathing emerges naturally when mental resistance is fully removed. Deep rest appears as a result of safety, not effort or control. Calm nights create mornings that feel lighter and emotionally steadier. Your body remembers rest when sleep comes without struggle or pressure. Confidence grows when your mind trusts that rest will return every night. Nighttime no longer feels threatening once the cycle of overthinking is broken. Consistency turns sleep into a habit rather than a challenge. Your brain now understands that thoughts can wait without consequence. Ease replaces effort when nighttime thinking no longer feels necessary. Silence becomes comfortable once your mind no longer fears unfinished thoughts. Sleep flows naturally when your brain trusts that tomorrow will handle tomorrow. You no longer fight your mind at night. You guide it gently into rest.